guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little different. It is a day in the life video, but I was asked by a lot of people to give my tips on taking a baby to an NFL game, and so since today is Sunday and we are going to the Falcons game again, I thought that I would just kind of give my tips throughout the morning while we, oh, it's okay, while we get ready to leave later, and then let that be it. The only reason why I'm not like filming the entire day is because I've kind of already showed you that, and I don't want my vlogs to be like extremely repetitive where like we're getting ready for the game and then we go and then I show you while we're at the game, because it's the same exact thing. So I thought I would just kind of switch it up but still do it vlog style so you can see what we're doing today. But that brings me to my first tip, this full face of makeup that I have on. So tip number one, if you are taking your child to a game, which is, I'll also give tip number two and then explain it later, is you want to keep them on the same schedule as much as you can. So the first tip is to get yourself ready before your baby gets up. That way it's off the table, it's out of the way, you don't have to worry about it. All you have to do is maybe even just get dressed, which is what I have to do. And the only reason why I didn't get dressed already is because my jeans are in the dryer. But go ahead and get your face done if that's what you do, or your hair or whatever. I don't really plan on doing a lot to my hair. I haven't even brushed it yet, but I don't really plan on doing a lot today because it's just a football game. But I wanted to do my makeup because I like to wear makeup and I wanted it to look nice. So go ahead and get that done. Sebastian woke up around like 7:50 this morning. I should have woken up around, wow. I should have woken up around, I don't know, like 7:15 to get ready, but I just kind of did it right before he got up. It was kind of like rushed, but whatever, it's done. And then we just came downstairs to get ready to eat breakfast. So today, Bash is just having Eggo waffles. They're the multigrain blueberry kind, and some pears. And if you're wondering why he's sitting in this thing, this is his high chair, the pad is in the washer, or it's about to get washed. But yes, he is just eating this, and actually, let me show you which kind, because we also buy a different brand of waffles as well. These are the Eggo waffles we have, and he likes them. They're not like overly healthy baby food waffles, but they're fine. These are the ones that we usually get. These are by Earth's Best, and they're organic. And y'all know we use the Earth's Best formula too for a little bit while he was weaning. And then these are whole grain as well, but they're organic. If you don't want to do Eggo, this is another option. So it's been like 10 minutes since I've been on here. Bash is about halfway through his meal. I unfortunately now have some housewifely things that I need to do because sadly the dishwasher is not going to unload itself. So the least favorite part of my day is emptying the dishwasher, but I gotta do it. So I will be back with another tip when I'm done. Can you say hey? You hear your song playing? All right guys, we are in the playroom. I've been up here playing with Bash for a little bit because he is going to go down for his nap soon. I know it probably seems like he just woke up, just ate his breakfast, but time has passed. And for those of you who aren't familiar with my son's schedule, he's usually up for about 2 hours unless we're like out doing something before he goes down for his next nap. And since he woke up around 7:50, it's been just about 2 hours at this point, and yeah, so he's gonna get ready to go to sleep. And once I put him down, I can show you this stuff right here, which is the stuff that I am packing specifically for him for the game. The first nap is underway. It is after 10 o'clock. Bash is officially down and sleeping. Now I can start getting everything together. So I kind of mentioned tip number two while we were downstairs, and that is to stick to your schedule as much as you can. And I'm sorry if you guys can hear the dryer. There's a dryer ball in there, and so it's a little bit loud, but I need that stuff to be drying while we get ready, so I hope it's not too loud. But anyway, like I said, stick to your schedule as much as you can. That is why I talked about Bash taking his nap. I wanted him to do what we do on a normal day when we are, you know, either running errands or just going to be at home. But it's important to stick to the schedule because they need their rest, or whatever they do you want things to just be the exact same. It kind of just sets them up for success later on, especially if they do take a morning nap still, or if your baby is a little bit younger. Bash is 13 months, so some babies have dropped this nap, but if they haven't, you want them to get that nap in, because they probably won't sleep while they are at the game. And for the last 2 weeks we've gone, Bash falls asleep. Last week it was in the last 4 minutes, the first week it was in the last 2 minutes, so they're not getting that nap. And some children can fall asleep with all the loud noise, and he can, but I just don't bank on him napping while we're there. So like I said, just get that morning nap in, or do whatever you normally do. When he gets up, he will eat at the same time that he normally eats, and then we will leave right after that. I will talk a little bit more about like tips with food and stuff, but as far as like a big meal before you go to the game. But right now I have some things laid out here on the floor that I'm going to show you that I pack in my bag. Okay, so this is my stadium bag, and if you are like a first timer to an NFL game, or if you haven't been in the last 4 or 5 years, they now have a policy that you cannot bring a large bag into the stadium unless it is clear. The only thing that you can take in there that is not clear is like a wallet, but it has to usually be about the size of your hand. I have several clear bags, but this is my biggest one, and now that I have a baby, I have to bring the larger one because I need to fit all of his stuff. Here is Sebastian's diaper bag, and it helps me to go through the diaper bag and take the stuff out of here to put in here. That way I know I'm not forgetting anything important versus trying to think off the top of my head, oh, what do I put in here? I just take it out of here and put it in here, and then when we come home, I put it back in here if we haven't used it. Obviously, the most important thing for a bag, a diaper bag, or any kind of bag that involves your baby are diapers and wipes. I only bring 3, and usually we only have to do 1 diaper change while we're there. I don't think you need more unless you know that your child has like a lot of poops, like on the hour, or is like wet all the time to the point where like, you know, it needs to be changed right then. And so I just bring 3. It gets us through, and a lot of the times I will change him right before we go into the stadium, so in the back of my Jeep, and then I change him while we're inside, and then if it's just like super wet, I'll change him in the back of the Jeep again before we leave. And then obviously you want to bring wipes. You probably saw me talk about Noodle and Boo with the laundry detergent last week in my vlog, and they also make wipes too, and I love these wipes. So we're going to pack these in the bag. And that brings me to snack food. So the very first time we went, I don't know if it was a new worker, but he made me dump out Sebastian's water and throw his food away. And so luckily I had only had like one of these and some water. I didn't have these the very first time we went. Then last week we went, the lady said if it's food for the baby, we can always keep it in the bag. And I think one of you also told me that you have never had any problems taking food in if it's for the babies. I don't mind dumping the water out if I have to, because I always end up just buying myself food while I'm in there and getting a bottle of water and we split it. But I am coming with it already in, just in case, and I have a lid for this that I need to get from downstairs. But anyway, I'm just bringing a cereal bar and 2 pouches, and the reason why I'm bringing the pouches is because the walk from the car is far, and even though he's gonna have a meal before we leave, I just want to try to load him up as much as I can so that I don't have to feed him while we're there. He can just split my food with me. So I will give him this pouch on the walk there and feed him this, and then this one will be in the bag for the game as a snack, as well as this. So the next thing that we have going into the bag is ear protection, and these are the ones we have. They are by Walkers, and I know that a brand called Bands makes some. I will try to link these or ones just like these down below. And ear protection is important, especially if you're taking like a really small baby. I see little babies there all the time and they wear these. We bought these for Bash when he was a lot younger, and he did not mind wearing them. He would leave them on his head. It was like he couldn't feel them, but now he doesn't like to wear them. And sadly, I've had a couple moms attack me on Instagram when they see my stories of us at the game and he doesn't have these because they say it's too loud. And I'm like, you guys, like, I'm a good mom. I do have them. He just doesn't want to wear them. And so what I've done when it gets too loud is I just hold him to my chest and I cover one of his ears with my hand and the other ears to my chest. It works out fine. I am not worried about his ears being damaged. I'm really not. I think that he is okay. There are tons of children there who don't wear these and they turn out fine. And I also just think about, you know, 10 years ago, children were going to games and these probably weren't a thing back then either. So, or maybe a little over 10 years, I don't know. But children, they're okay. If you don't have these, if you don't want to buy these, or if your baby won't wear them, they'll be fine. But we bring them just in case because I always like to try. And yeah, and like I said, I'll try to link something like this below. All right, so the next thing that we're bringing, these are more of like little comforts or luxuries versus like things that you actually need. But I am just that mom, so I like to bring extra things just to be prepared. The last couple weeks I've been bringing a whole bib like this, and it's been helpful because it gathers the food in here. But I remembered that he has a Falcons bib, so I think I'm just gonna pack the Falcons bib today. But if you know that your baby is a messy eater no matter what they're eating, and you'd rather just kind of contain the food and keep it from like spilling on their pants and things like that, I totally recommend bringing one of these, and I can link these below. We love these. We have about like 6 of them, and they're awesome. And as far as these things, this is a muslin blanket. We have 1,000 of these. I just, you know, bring this style of blanket because I know that if it got messed up or something happened to it, I wouldn't be upset. And I bring this because at times he can get cold during the game. I can cover him up with it. Also, like I said, he has been sleeping in the last few minutes of the game, and my son is a cuddler and he likes to have things rubbing on his face or in his fingers when he's trying to go to sleep. And so I bring a muslin blanket with us. It can just be used for so many things. If you're a nursing mom, you can bring one of these and nurse underneath it. If you know that your baby kind of needs like a little bit of dim lighting when they're trying to go to sleep, if they, you know, start acting tired, you can bring this and kind of put it over their face. Whatever you want to do with it. It's not necessary, but I just find that if I can keep things as close to comfortable for him, it's the best decision because it helps him. And then obviously a burp cloth. Bash is not nursing anymore, but I bring this because I just like to have something that I can wipe him off with, like if he cried or something happened, and he has not cried, but I just, you know, don't want to wipe his tears with a napkin from the stadium if I can have something a little bit nicer. And I don't want to wipe him or anything off with this because I don't want it to get wet, since this is going to be something he'll probably sleep under. Even though it's a sporting event, and even though there is a ton of things going on and things to watch, babies are still babies. They still need their toys. They still need their own form of entertainment. And so that is what I'm going to show you now. Lately, we have been bringing just small toys for Bash to play with at the game. He loves this cell phone. I'm sure you guys have seen it in my vlogs before, but it is a Leapfrog chat and count emoji phone, and I don't know, he just loves this thing, so we bring it every time we go to the game, and it has worked out so far. You can just bring a toy if you're worried about them losing it, or I don't know, whatever it may be. You don't have to bring something as nice. Another trick, which I haven't done this, but I totally would, is to go to the dollar store and buy a toy. It's $1, so you know you're not spending that much. Also, if they lose it or break it, it's okay because it was $1. And also, it's a new toy, and it'll keep them entertained because it is something new for them to play with that they haven't seen before. So that's just a thought as well. But like I said, I love this phone for him. He doesn't lose it. I don't know what we would do if he did lose it. I guess we'd have to go buy another one because he likes it. But we are going to bring this one. I've decided that I'm going to bring this toy, and it looks like a little baby toy, but it actually has like a few benefits. It has these like loud ears on it, and it has these like teethers, and I know that he's, I think, starting to cut a couple more teeth, and it rattles, so it'll give him something to, you know, play with and shake around and wave in the air. And I think I'm going to attach it to a passy clip. And also, don't forget, if your baby is like taking a pacifier, like maybe a Wubba Nub would be great for the game because it gives them something to play with and like suck on while you're there. And lastly, I'm just going to bring a book, and you can bring whatever kind of book you want. I am only giving him cardboard books at the moment because he's destructive, but This is just a number, colors, and shape book. You really can just bring whatever you want, but this is what we're gonna do. And lastly, for what goes in the bag, I would just say a change of clothes that's in a normal diaper bag. This is what he's going to wear, and I always just put the same exact thing on him. I don't know why, it just seems easy. But anyway, a change of clothes, because you never know what they could spill on their regular outfit. They could pee on their regular outfit. They could throw up on their regular outfit, anything. So you just want to have a change of clothes that they can wear, and you just, you know, keep it in your bag. It is almost 11 o'clock and I'm preheating the oven because I want to go ahead and just make Bash's lunch now. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to go change my clothes so that I'm completely ready and done. But I wanted to say, when you're packing the bag, you got to remember this is also like your purse, moms, because you can't take one in. So if you have anything that you like to bring, like if you need a glasses case, which I'm gonna throw mine in there because I'm gonna wear contacts today, or if you have like makeup or anything, I just throw mine in a little Ziploc bag. And then if you're like me, I'm a germaphobe and I bring Clorox wipes. And then you want to just make sure as you're packing your bag, you have your tickets and your wallet. Since everything is in the bag officially, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in the car. That way I don't have to worry about it later. And that brings me to my next tip. Believe me when I say you will want to have a baby carrier. If your baby is old enough to fit in something like this, I highly, highly, highly recommend you bring it. It does not matter how close you park to the stadium. If you park inside of the stadium, however fancy you are, it does not matter. Carrying a baby is going to get heavy eventually. So whether you have a wrap, whether you have something a little bit stronger like this, whether you have, I don't know what else there is, but if you have a carrier for your baby, bring it. After walking to the stadium, through the gates, to your seats, if you stop and get food, you have to hold them then. That is going to feel like 50 pounds on your arms. Also, if you're like me, I like to get my food before we even get to our seats. That way I can stay in my seat until I have to get up again. And you're gonna need to be hands-free when you are holding your food. So, I mean, unless you have like a lot of people there to help you carry the baby, which I usually don't, I just have one friend with me every time, you're gonna want something like this. It doesn't have to be an ergo, but if you don't have a carrier, I really recommend you get one or borrow one for a game. Do something because it will definitely come in handy. Hi, little guy. Did you have a good nap? Yeah. You ready to go eat and have some lunch? Look at that face. Is it so good? Do you like it? It is 11:47, so we're still on track to leave at noon. I thought of a few other tips that I think are really important as far as taking your child to an NFL game, and they don't require me to show you, so I can just tell you them very quickly. Sorry if my camera is wobbling all over the place. The next tip, I guess, would be to have low expectations as far as what your child is going to do, how they're going to act, especially if they haven't been before. I know when we went the first time with Bash, I've been going for years, but we took him a couple weeks ago for the very first time, and I honestly was prepared to leave at halftime if he acted up. I just knew that I could potentially not see the entire game because I didn't know if it was gonna scare him because of the noise. I didn't know if he would act up because he was tired, because that second nap will probably get missed. I just didn't know what he was gonna do. So I just planned to leave early, which kind of brings me to my next tip. If it is your first time going to a game with a baby, maybe try to go to a preseason game. That way you don't miss an important game if football is important to you. Another thing that I would say is important is to get there early. And you want to get there early because you want to try to get the lay of the land, especially if you haven't been to the stadium before. You can get your bearings and just know where you're going, what you're doing, where everything is. My red light turned green, so I cannot hold my camera. But other than that, I really think that that is all you guys need. It's not very hard. It really just depends on your baby, but just have confidence. And if it's not for you this season because your baby just is not ready yet, that's okay too. It's definitely worth a try. Sebastian gave me like the biggest surprise. I did not think he was going to do this well, and it's been great. And this is his third game that we're going to today. And I just have so much more confidence now about taking him to games. But that's about it. I pre-filmed my ending in the house because I knew we'd be in the car when I was done with the video, so I'm going to jump back to my house right now. So thank you so much for watching this video. It was very informal. I just had a lot of you ask for some tips in what I bring to the game. And remember, this can be used for any kind of sporting event or event in a stadium, especially like a football stadium where you can't bring in a purse. If you liked this video or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn your notification bell on. And we will see you in the next one. Can you say bye? Bye. What is that face? Bye, guys.